Thanks for joining us. Karen is off. Some big news for Coon Rapids and Governor Mark Dayton's $1.4 billion bonding proposal released this morning.
It includes $12.6 million for a grade separation at the railroad tracks on Hanson Boulevard. In recent months, members of the House and Senate have both visited Coon Rapids to learn more about the need for a bridge over the double railroad tracks on Hanson Boulevard. Local public safety officials want a bridge to increase safety and reduce delays for motorists and first responders. Governor Dayton did propose money for the overpass last year, but a much smaller bonding bill ultimately passed. The House and Senate have yet to unveil their bonding proposals for the 2016 session, which starts on March 8th. Well, it may be the dead of winter, but plans are moving forward for more park improvement this summer.
In all, 4 city parks will be done in 2016 as part of the park bond approved by voters. CTN's Joe Nelson has more on the plans for each park and what neighbors are saying about the changes.
Pat Prindle says living next to 103rd Avenue's Woodcrest Park has its perks.
We probably use the park every summer, more the playground than anything, with our 5-year-old and 2-year-old.
There are also some pitfalls.
Sometimes when the adults are playing or practicing, we end up with foul balls in the yards or hitting the houses.
But a new plan will likely decrease those instances.
We're going to maintain the ball fields there, reconfigure to move them away from residential properties and add more trail loops.
That'll be a huge improvement that myself and the other neighbors would be fond of.
Relocating the ball fields at Woodcrest is one of several upgrades approved at last week's City Council meeting, allocating $1.4 million to 4 city parks.
The last few years we've been kind of tackling larger, more major parks. So now we're kind of into the smaller areas.
Coon Rapids Public Works Director Tim Himmer says Woodcrest will also convert this old warming house into bathrooms and add a disc golf course and a picnic gazebo. Under the plan, Pheasant Ridge Park will see a new trail loop, gazebo, and playground equipment. Along Yukon Street, Delta will also update its playground, but will lose its little-used ice rink. And off Holly Circle, Mason Park will upgrade its trail, playground, and basketball court while adding a gazebo.
It's long overdue. Safety enhancements, just amenities that weren't there before, and kind of coming more into that 21st century and being a little more modern with our maintenance activities. That's really what we're striving for.
I think it'd be great. It's, if they can increase even the more use of the park with moving the baseball field or soccer field and football. I think that'll all kind of help the area and even the property value.
Himmer says construction will begin this spring with an exact date depending on weather and contractor schedules. He says he expects the work to be completed by October. Jordan Seed.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe.
Thanks. Plans are moving forward for a new building at the newly renovated Sand Creek Park. Last week, the City Council authorized the solicitation of bids for the project, estimated to cost $1.2 million. The building would include a warming house, restrooms, and a concession stand. The project also includes a small maintenance building. The bids will be opened in early February. Construction is expected to start in the spring.
A man wanted in connection with the New Year's Eve assault in Coon Rapids is behind bars following a police chase this week. On Wednesday, 27-year-old Daniel Garcia of Ramsey was charged with fleeing police and criminal damage to property. Bail has been set at $50,000. His run from the law ended Monday afternoon when an Anoka officer says he spotted the vehicle. Police say he took off and led officers on a chase into Coon Rapids, which ended when he bailed from the vehicle at the Loftus Center off Coon Rapids Boulevard.
He broke through a double pane window on a ground floor apartment. No one was home in that apartment, fortunately, so no one was hurt there. He then got into the building from that apartment and went upstairs to a second floor, and where he hid in another apartment.
Officers found him hiding in a closet, arrested him, and took him to the Anoka County Jail. A warrant was issued for his arrest last week, and the Coon Rapids Police Department posted his photo on its new Facebook page to try to generate tips in the case. That post alone received 17,000 shares and likes.
A new judge is being sought in the 10th Judicial District, which includes Anoka County. The seat was previously held by Judge Alan Pendleton, who was removed from office last fall by the Minnesota Supreme Court for living outside his district and lying to voters about his residency. Applications are being accepted until February 2nd, and interviews will take place February 17th. The Minnesota Commission on Judicial Selection will recommend nominees to the governor for appointment. Former State Representative Jim Abler is moving on to the special election for the state Senate District 35 seat vacated last fall by Brandon Peterson, who resigned. On Tuesday night, Abler received more than 2,800 votes in the Republican primary. Businessman Andy Aplikowski received around 1,800 votes. Abler now faces DFLer Roger Johnson and Zachary Phelps of the Legal Marijuana Now Party. The election is set for February 9th.
A diverse community group that's been meeting since the fall now has a name. The Community Partners Group, which meets monthly at the Emma B. Howe YMCA, will be known as Transformative Circle. You can search for them on Facebook, and they also have a newsletter mailing list. For more information, send a message to transformativecircle@gmail.com. The group's next meeting will take place Thursday, February 4th at 6 p.m. They are also working to set up a panel of religious leaders to discuss various topics.
There's two important panel discussions coming up next week for parents and community members alike. The first is on teen drug abuse and takes place on Tuesday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at Champlain Park High School. You'll hear firsthand accounts from former Anoka students who abuse drugs and alcohol, as well as get local data and prevention information. The other forum is on homelessness and takes place Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Coon Rapids City Center. Hear from those who've experienced homelessness and find out what local agencies are doing to address the problem. Well, with winter in full force, many parents are looking for kid-friendly activities indoors.
And those parents don't need to look any further than their local public library. This week, Winter Storytime kicked off at Anoka County Libraries, and I visited the Rum River Library in Anoka and spoke with some little learners who keep coming back to the library week after week.
Clap everybody and say hello, no matter what the weather.
Several times a week, the Rum River Library turns into a play place for kids and a haven for parents as children gather for Winter Storytime.
Who wants to ride in my sleigh? Asks Mr. Horse.
The Anoka County Library offers story time at all of their branch locations. The libraries focus on the Every Child Ready to Read program, which is a parent education initiative.
We like to showcase new books and share songs with them. Sometimes the kids remember those from week to week, which is really fun. And then introduce learning concepts too, so counting and numbers and colors, things like that as well.
Storytime is offered to children of all ages, including newborns, and encourages kids to learn by engaging their minds and their bodies.
We're focused on 5 skills here, and that is talk, sing, read, write, and play.
And every kid has a storytime favorite.
I like those stories. I make the socks. My part is where they sing Tootita.
For a full list of the Anoka County Library's storytime sessions, you can head to our website where we've posted a link.
More than a year after it launched, Conexus Energy has sold out its 792-panel community solar garden. Initially, Conexus was selling each panel for $900, and those who signed up would receive a monthly credit on their bill based on the output of the system. However, about 2/3 of the panels were unsold a year later, so in November, Conexus started offering a $20 monthly option to offset a customer's entire home electricity with solar power. The garden sold out in just 6 weeks. Although those customers don't get a monthly bill credit, they know their home's energy usage is offset from a green energy source.
There's a new indoor golf learning center at the National Sports Center in Blaine. It's located inside Victory Links Clubhouse and has 3 main stations that will have you putting, chipping, and full swing practicing. The teaching pros use a variety of methods with students to teach the concepts behind the game of golf, including a toy train.
Most of us know that when the train starts running, the engine's going to have to be the thing that pulls us or pulls the train down the tracks. We liken that to our hips being our engine and our arms being the cars of the train. So once we understand that, we can kind of represent some other scenarios that happen when people start swinging the club with that model train.
Classes for winter golf start in February. For a complete schedule of sessions available, go to their website at victorylinks.nscsports.org and click on lessons.
A local woman is taking part in an international contest that really takes the cake. Rebecca Jindra, representing the Andover Dairy Queen, is competing against 4 other finalists in the DQ Iron Tip Cake Decorating Contest this weekend in Puerto Rico. The 5 contestants will have to decorate 3 cakes, only one of which they know the design in advance. The winner will walk away with several prizes, including $1,000 in cash. Pretty cool. Those are some of the cakes that she previously designed.
We should let her know she can drop some by if
Yeah,
she wants to.
we'll take samples, no
Yes,
problem at all.
we will.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again next week.